Woman charged with murder after giving birth prematurely. Wow. I told you this is where we are. Let's arrest women. Mari Marsh, now age 23, was a junior at South Carolina State University when she went to the hospital complaining of pain related to her second trimester pregnancy. Several hours later, she left the emergency room. Later that day, the fetus was ejected from her body into the toilet at her apartment. Okay. This ended with Marsh being charged with murder. Atlanta Black Star with the details. How does this happen? Well, at a hospital the next day, she was questioned by police who did not indicate to Marsh that she was being criminally investigated, reported Kaiser Health News. But 3 months later, she was arrested and charged with murder, homicide by child abuse. She spent 22 days in a local detention facility where she was initially held, no bond, facing 20 years to life in prison. Felony charges stem from her failure to remove the baby from the toilet, as advised by a 911 dispatcher, according to a sheriff's department report. Hospital staffers had told Marsh she was pregnant, that a fetal heartbeat could be detected. The report said when she lost the baby in the toilet, Marsh said she was, quote, scared, freaked out, confused, after her then boyfriend called 911. Now, why would you call 911 if you were trying to murder your, well, fetus, your baby? The EMS dispatcher kept telling me to take the baby out of the toilet, she recalled. I couldn't because I couldn't even keep myself together. Well, the circumstances were certainly scary, I would think. Emergency responders who rushed to her apartment detected signs of life. They tried to save the infant, a girl, but she died en route to the hospital. Marsh later received the child's ashes. Now, an incident report filed by the Orangeburg County Sheriff's Office on the day she lost the pregnancy noted that in January 2023, Marsh had made an appointment at a Planned Parenthood clinic in Columbia to take the Plan C pill, which would possibly cause an abortion to occur. The report didn't indicate whether Marsh obtained or took the drug. But here we go. Marsh denies going to Planned Parenthood or taking medicine to induce an abortion. The warrant for her arrest, June 2nd, 2023, alleged that not moving the infant from the toilet was a proximate cause of her daughter's death. Warrant also listed respiratory complications due to a premature delivery stemming from a maternal chlamydia infection as a cause of death. We're going to charge her with murder anyway, because something about an appointment at Planned Parenthood. So she must have wanted the baby dead, and so she should face 20 years. That's my commentary. Marsh said she didn't know about the infection until after the miscarriage. Marsh was held without bail, very dangerous woman, till securing a $75,000 bond in June, according to the Post and Courier. Last month, a state grand jury that reviewed the case declined to indict her. Money, let's keep wasting taxpayer money to punish this Black woman. What was being alleged is not what the evidence showed, said Marsh's attorney, Columbia Democratic State Rep. Seth Rose, who insisted there was no evidence that abortion drugs played any part in the death of the fetus. It's our position that she lost the child through natural causes, he said. Biology major Marsh said she still intends to become a doctor. She's moved back in with her parents. She's taking classes at a local community college. That's reported by KFF Health News. Through all of this, I found my strength, said Marsh. I found my voice. I want to help other young women that are in my position now and will be in the future, she said. So because she allegedly, apparently showed interest in terminating the pregnancy, and there was this appointment reportedly at Planned Parenthood, they disregarded, it seems, when they charged her, the sheriff's department, and when they investigated this, the other evidence. Premature respiratory complications. If a baby has not been allowed to be in womb long enough to mature, to grow to full term, we know these things can happen. We don't need to be a doctor, do we, Woes, to know that. But they said, hey, no bond. No bond is because you're dangerous. She didn't get the baby out of the toilet in time. Okay, well, I can tell you, of the two of us, I have given birth, Woes. So I know how weak and traumatic that can be, particularly when you're in the hospital. Can you imagine if you were alone in a bathroom and this happened? What do you make of the decision here? It seems activist to me against another woman.
Yeah, it's crazy in the sense that I'm no doctor. I've never been to medical school, but I don't think somebody at home can prematurely induce a birth of the child that they're carrying. Like, this is obviously something that happened to this woman, not something that she was perpetuating against a prematurely born baby. And so just the notion that this person was acting irresponsibly when, or maliciously, much less, when something traumatic has been brought upon her, is just so callous, and it's just ghoulish, man. There's no other way to put it. And the only explanation is that the most fringe zealots of the quote unquote pro-life movement
Yep.
are ascendant in terms of the politics over there in South Carolina, which we shouldn't be surprised by. South Carolina, like Mississippi, like a place like Alabama, like, man, you look at their freaking, state representatives and gubernatorial and stuff like that. It's damn near 70% Republican across the board. And so they get to act with impunity out there. There's not going to be any political repercussions for this. A lot of times when you see the most deranged partisan and behavior and zealotry, it's because these folks are in safe seats and it's extremely, bright red districts and states, and so have you. And so I can't say that I'm surprised by this when, a lot of the fervor coming from the quote unquote choice movement, even though they freaking won, just gets more extreme and more extreme by the day.
Yeah. And extreme and zealot, those are good words. They're great words. And might I remind people, I don't really have to remind our TYT audience, some of the most brilliant, in touch, woke people around, these same people who pretend they care so much about life, I haven't heard anything about the care the woman needed. This mother who wants to be a doctor needed, right? Is her life doesn't matter at all? Her life doesn't matter at all. We just throw her away. We want to protect life. No, you don't. If you wanted to protect life, then maternal health care and this whole disparity when you're Black or brown wouldn't be a thing. It's a thing because you don't really care about life. Not when it's Black or brown woman. Black woman is the most disrespected. What did Malcolm X say?